How's it going, everyone? Liam Catterson here with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is episode 4 of season 2, which is called Inca Mummy Girl, and I'm really looking forward because season 2 has been pretty tasty. It has just been superb. Last episode was probably the best episode thus far, with the introduction of Spike and Drusilla, and that fight, man, that was just really intense. But I absolutely am loving what we're getting with season 2 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer so far. So I'm really looking forward to this episode. But yeah, let's get on with this. Extended reaction should be up on Patreon. I'm really excited because Buffy is just slaying it for me. This is a shorter introduction this time. I'm making up for my little speech in the last episode when I was talking about spoilers and all of that. So yeah, I'm making up for things. Let's get on with Buffy. Episode number 4 of season 2. Let's go.
He better keep his parts to himself.
Jesus, Xander!
Oh, it's Rodney Munson. He's God's gift to the bell curve. What he lacks in smarts, he makes up in lack of smarts.
You just don't like him because of that time he beat you up every day for 5 years?
Yeah, I'm irrational that way.
Wait, did he legit? Holy shit! Well, I would be salty too.
I don't always use violence.
Yeah, don't judge.
Do I?
The important thing is you believe that.
What do you? You don't always use violence, Buffy.
It's probably not something you're supposed to.
You should not do this. You really shouldn't do this. Well, that's not what I was worried about, but you really shouldn't have done it. Oh, that's morbid. That is absolutely morbid. Oy.
Budge. No one likes a non-budger.
Fine!
Go.
Yay, I win.
I'm just going to introduce my shoulder to an ice pack.
So I guess we're dance bound.
I think Giles needs someone else to take Buffy's punches and all of that. Whoa, what the? Who?
Okay, I just saved us, right?
Well,
Hello?
Oh no, I'm Pata. Ah, what the? Oh my.
40 minutes late. Welcome to America.
She's literally sucking the life out of him.
I am Ampata.
Wait.
I can also say that.
So Xander, you were saying about he's flustered. He's flustered.
It's kitchen.
But remember, it's a crime if someone who you have no idea about
Fridge, it's fully functional.
is sharing the same room as Buffy.
I want to fit in, Buffy. Just like you. A normal life.
A normal life.
Yep, you've come to the right person for a normal life.
Devin,
Dude,
I
what
told you I'd
have
be
we
at the
talked
dance
about?
tonight, but I'm not one of your little groupies.
Don't
I won't be all doe-eyed,
be all
looking
creepy
up at you
outside.
standing at the edge of the stage.
I'm guessing he's after the mummy.
So I'll see you after.
Not picky. You're just impressed by any pretty girl that can walk and talk.
she doesn't have to talk.
I worked really hard on my costume. It's pretty.
I think this represents, I believe the word is bodyguard?
Bodyguard. Interesting.
Legend has it that he guards
She
the
wasn't a
mummy
mummy.
against those who would
She
disturb
seems
her.
so nice. That's the thing.
I guess, well, that's...
Spend my life waiting for Xander to go out with every other girl in the world until he notices me. Or I can just get on with my life. Good for you.
You should, Willow.
Well, I didn't choose yet.
Good lord.
No, but you
Good
should.
work.
You shouldn't
work?
wait for Xander.
Yeah.
Xander just won't
This is
click.
most illuminating.
Sadly.
How do we A, find, and B, stop the mummy?
Well, the answer to that is somewhere still in here. Or in the rest of the seal.
Wait, did he have the braces? Oh, but
Stole the seal! Where is it?
you know, it's always very irritating when a guy looking for a mummy shows up and tries to attack you.
You are not telling me everything.
You're right, Impata. And it's time we do. We're not
So
an
he's just gonna
archaeology club.
throw Impata into this life.
We're in the crime club, which is kind of like the chess club, only with crime and, no chess.
Please understand me.
No, I mean, just you.
But you're a sight in your costume.
I'll see you there.
You know what, Willow?
Why is
You're my
this?
best friend.
That's all she'll ever be, isn't it?
I know.
I don't get it.
I feel
Why
so
would the bodyguards use
heartbroken
Jones for
for
a broken
Willow.
piece of rock?
Tonight after it closes.
No. Bad plan. I have other plans. Dance plans. Cancelled plans.
I just love how he's just looking at
Okay,
Buffy like,
I have something to tell you.
yeah.
And it's kind of a secret, and it's, a little...
Oh, dang! Oh!
I do.
Well, at least you will be, not dealing with him anymore, but dang! Whoa!
Know the story?
It's fairly familiar.
She was the only girl. The
She was
chosen one.
16, like us. She was offered as a sacrifice and went to her death. Who knows what she had to give up to fulfill her duty to others? What chance at love?
Yeah, funny about that. Protect my secret. So the Inca princess and Buffy have a similar story.
I've come for the dance.
With the
And what culture are you?
Country of Leone. It's in Italy, pretended to be Montana. Where are you from, the
What?
country of white trash?
I learned something sexy.
Willow, you look adorable in that, okay?
Wow. You guys look great.
I love your costume. It's very authentic.
I love it!
Yeah, you look, snug.
That's what I was going for. Where's Buffy?
It was his job to ensure that the mummy didn't awaken and escape.
So Impata translated wrong.
Perhaps.
Hold on a sec. She was wiggy about the seal from minute one.
Yes, I suppose she was.
Her trunks.
I beg your pardon. It's definitely
There
all
we
boys'
go.
clothes.
They finally clicked on.
What?
Think she's from South America? No, not her. The Eskimo.
We're seeing these. Oh my god, he's got. Oh, he's attracted to Willow. Oh, get her, get her, get her. She needs the loving. Going for the kill. Going for the kill. Whoa, 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 whoa. What? Oi.
Okay, at least I can rule out something I said.
Yeah. I was gonna say, can she turn her life force extraction on and off and all of that?
But look what I got stuck with. Momento. Punchy fruity drinking.
Is he complaining about Cordelia? Good on you, mate. Good on you. Oh boy. How can you cheat on Xander?
Then talk to me. Let me know what's wrong.
She kind of does. Despite what she is, she does seem like a
I know
genuine,
why you can't tell me.
decent girl.
It's a secret, right? And if you told me, you'd have to kill me.
Well, now that you say that,
Bad joke.
zoom out. Aww. I'm kind of happy for Xander, but yeah, she does seem like a. You know when I said she seems like a genuine, decent girl? Well.
I can't.
Oh?
Impata's the mummy.
Yep.
Oh, good. Xander,
Where'd they go?
backstage, I think.
Hey, I,
Oh! Oh my god!
That girl.
Oh, I like how he's so... I'll be seeing more of him. I'm interested with him. Oof. Yeah. No thanks, she's not the mum. Hey! Leave her alone.
Let her go.
Can you? Ah. Yeah, I would not want to kiss that. Ugh. Oh.
You did. You gave up your life.
I had you to bring me back.
Amparo was a bit selfish, though. That's a wrap for this episode. I'm stopping. Okay. But that's the thing. Whereas it sucks for Amparo that she had to be sacrificed and her life gave up. And she was a bit more selfish, wasn't she, with the fact that she was taking people's lives and all of that in order to continue her own survival, it seems. So yeah, it still does suck. Like, I think, like, it's like what Buffy said. She seemed genuine at first, and then when everything came out and all of that, yeah, she just went a bit more unhinged. But damn, that was episode 4. It wasn't as stellar as episode 3. I did feel like the story wasn't exactly invigorating. It felt a bit slow at times, but it was pretty. I thought it was pretty great to have a character who wasn't really a villain. I mean, she did turn out to be a bit villainous towards the end, but the circumstances she was in was pretty unfair, and I really enjoyed that aspect about this episode so much. But yeah, I mean, this episode felt a bit flat, and I don't know. I don't want to be... I mean, I enjoyed a lot of aspects about this episode, as I do with Buffy, but it just didn't have that spice that I guess the last episode had, or the episode prior, etc. So yeah, like, if I had to compare this with episodes that we've had, it would be on a similar level to, funnily enough, Teacher's Pet. Yeah, because that episode wasn't exactly the best episode as well, but it had some fun moments. Like, this episode had some fun moments as well. Especially Eskimo Willow. And I have a feeling that Oz, I think he's called, yeah, because he got a bit of screen time before he tried to interact with Willow. So I think he's going to be a major player, but he seems like a really decent dude. I think they were talking about Cordelia, him and this other guy. It seems like he's going to be a bit of a big player, but yeah, he seems to have a preference because he's like lead guitarist. He can have anyone in the school. But he wants the right person, and he sees, and he's got a good taste because he wants Willow, it seems. So yeah, but he seems like a decent fella, and yeah, I think he's going to be a bit of a big player considering that he's tried to interact with Willow. He had a scene beforehand, and I was just thinking, okay, so these are guys that we have not seen before. So I was, yeah, I thought it was like, okay. And yeah, it was great to have an introduction to their character. Like, I thought like if they're going to be like big players for this show, it was great that we had that introductory scene to detail. Okay, so Oz is basically a guy who basically has the ball in his court in terms of potential like female attraction to him, but he's got taste and all of that. I'm sure he has taste anyways, but like he's got that mindset where he doesn't want any woman in the world. He wants what he feels is right for him, and his heart flutters so much for Willow, it seems. So yeah, but he seems like to be a noticeable character with the screen time he got in this episode. but I did love how he noticed Willow so much. And she needed that because she was pretty dejected in this episode. God damn it, why are we hurting Willow? Why are we hurting Willow? I love her so much. Like I said, the story felt a bit... it was pretty good going into the princess, the mummy, or fake Ampada, because we know the real Ampada was supposed to be a guy, but then he did what nobody should do: go towards ominous whispers. You're all alone and you hear whispers, don't go towards it. And now he's dead. So yeah, same with Rodney as well. And it's a grim death as well. Like it's pretty grim, like switching places with Ampada, having your life force being drained and all of that. Not very pleasant whatsoever. And again, it's the case of the mystery where his parents are going to be none the wiser. They will have gotten the idea, but we haven't gotten that reaction. And I don't know. I feel like his absence and the fact that they will never address it feels a bit cheaper than cases that we have gotten in the past before with affected school people. Like the Bullies at the Hyena episode, I remember addressing, making that address saying, well, I would love to pick up on their mindsets after that howling, I can't say it, screw it. After that traumatic experience, why could you not say that, Liam? That is more easier. But yeah, like I said, I wanted to pick up on that, because that was very, very traumatic. And at least then we had some kind of assumption that, okay, well, they will have had some counselling or something like that. But I don't know. I feel like this feels different. The fact that we're not going to have some kind of closure for Rodney, because I don't know. Because there was, I think it was due to the fact that they were so into the investigation of this mummy situation. They saw his braces, I think it was. And I don't know, it feels like, it feels up in the air, if you get what I mean. I don't know, I just have this weird feeling about how we're not going to pick up on Rodney's like concluding Rodney's story and tying the knot. I don't know, it feels like it's left not open-ended for him to return, but like there's no conclusion for some reason, or there's no assumed conclusion like there is for the Bullies in the Hyena episode. So yeah, I don't know, it feels weird like saying it, but I was just thinking I would like to have some kind of conclusion in a sense, but I don't know if it's weird. I'm weird. But yeah, it was pretty there was some pretty fun moments, some comedy moments as well. Xander in his outfit and all of that. Buffy and Joyce when like Joyce as well, throwing some shade at Buffy. Buffy looks at her and then Joyce throws the shade back as well. So yeah, Xander, I don't know. I like Xander as a character. Don't get me wrong. And I'm sounding like super picky with this episode, when I did enjoy a lot of aspects about this episode. But this thing that really griped me at the beginning of this episode, when they were talking about, oh, so this is your foreign exchange student and all of that. Xander was being absolutely snippy with Ampada. Like, they didn't even know. I think this was the intention they were going with. But it just sucks because I feel like I had no other choice but to hate what Xander was doing at the start when he was bitching about Buffy potentially finding some attractiveness to Ampada. And like I said, I think that was the intention, because there was that switch, wasn't there? And everyone assumed Ampada would be a boy. They wouldn't be wrong, but they at the time they didn't know mummy shenanigans were going on. And everyone was so surprised to find that Ampara was a girl rather than a boy. So I think the switch was there because it's that assumption is like the mother of all failures thing. You have no idea what you're getting yourself into. Same with Xander thinking that there's going to be a thing with Buffy and Ampara because Ampara, like if the male Ampara, if the real Ampara, should I say, and none of this mummy shenanigans went on. Who knows? Ampara could have looked at Buffy like a sister or something like that, and there would be no romance going on. So I think the intention was that you like don't just jump to conclusions and all of that. So yeah, because I don't know. It just sucks that you just have to snipe at Xander for his comments and all of that. But it is so funny because at the same time, because Xander has no interest in Willow, and Buffy has no interest in Xander, and there's that jealousy still prominent if Buffy is with another guy. But Buffy has stated that she doesn't want anything to happen with her and Xander. And Willow is hoping for that relationship, but I guess she has to move on as well because she realizes that this is not going to happen, and the only circumstance that her and Xander could potentially be a thing is if all women were wiped out from Earth and all of that, it seemed. She can never catch a break. All I'm saying is just go with Oz, because she had that I think she had that talk where she said that I might just have to move on and all of that. So she should. A girl like Willow deserves all the world. She deserves the love, the kindness, because she is a little gem, and it just hurts my heart seeing how dejected Willow is because she wants this relationship to work, but it's not going to happen. So go for someone who you do deserve, Willow, because she does deserve like someone like Oz, who seems to be who has head over heels for her. He seems to be so into her. So make it happen. But yeah, it was a pretty, yeah, I will say though, Xander can never catch a break though, because I'm glad that they did pick up on the reference about, well, first a praying mantis, now a mummy. So yeah, and I think that like if you're watching if this episode of Buffy, your chances are 95% of people are going to think the same thing as me. So yeah, because well, the same thing about the fact that we had Xander, who's in love with someone who's a mummy, and prior to that he had a praying mantis, so lady who, so yeah. In all fairness though, at least she wasn't it seemed like Ampara actually did show genuine care for Xander. So yeah, and it's not like she is necessarily evil like the praying mantis woman. She did come out to be evil at the very end, but she did not have the best of rides. I mean, there were obvious parallels to her and Buffy. Like, she wanted a normal life. She had to partake in the sacrifice. It did seem like from her wording that it was more forced than chosen. Like, Buffy accepted that she might have to sacrifice herself for the greater good of mankind and to stop the Master and all of them. It did sound like the wording implied that Ampara was forced, if anything. I don't know, but it seemed like it. But yeah. Like I said though, I do feel a bit for her. Like, she didn't wake up after Rodney broke the seal and thought, you know what, I'm going on a killing spree. But she needed that, didn't she, to sustain her life. She needed to kill people so she would have a chance to survive and all of that. So yeah, and like I said, I do feel a bit bad for her. And I felt something was off with this Monster of the Week thing, like, oh, so she's not necessarily evil. I didn't feel that evilness from her, like, around halfway through the episode. they could have built towards plot twist. I'm secretly bad. Like, I'm pretending to be nice and all of that. And then, okay, let's go to our evil deed. Like, we could have had her go into the bathroom, and evil laugh and all of that. But, no, the only thing that went on was her killing that hunter. Which is basically in self-defense, isn't it? For some, in Ampada's shoes and all of that. But, yeah. I felt like there was no, like, I felt like, okay, so she must be a genuine gal, just that, like, this circumstance is a bit shitty because she's a mummy. It just does suck, though, because what she did was wrong at the end of the day. Don't get me wrong, it was totally wrong. But you do feel so bad for her as well, and she just wanted this chance to have a normal life. She just wanted this chance to live without worry and all of that. So, yeah, but like I said, it was wrong what she did. And the circumstances to her death was unfair, and now she gets this chance to live a bit more blissfully. Until she then decomposed at the end, which I thought was a bit rushed, but yeah, I thought it was a so-so episode. It had some really, really fun moments. I loved Sven talking shit about Cordelia as well. Like, Cordelia was so like, oh, he's perfect, he's gonna be like the dream guy, and then she's like, well, I jinxed it, didn't I? And then she was complaining about Sven, and then at the end Sven was like, oh, she's such a bitch, isn't she? So yeah, I really, really loved that inclusion at the end. Yeah, there was some really, really great moments. Like I said, I felt the story felt a bit flat. I don't know, I sound super, super picky with this episode. When I did enjoy a lot of moments in this episode, don't get me wrong, but just overall, it felt a bit flat, and it wasn't as great as, like, episode 3 or episode 2 or episode 1 of this season. So I would not rank this as my favorite episode whatsoever. So yeah, but it still had some really, really great moments, and and the threat of this episode was a very interesting character, with someone who was in that morally grey area, I guess, yeah. And yeah, they could have just thrown in some random monster of the week, but the way that she was constructed in this episode was really, really good stuff. So I really appreciated that about Ampada, or the prince, or yeah, the mummy, because she's only the fraud Ampada. So yeah, but yeah, this was Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!